Well, I know it was a long, long wait, but thank you so much for your patience. I think you should give yourself a big round of applause. Yeah, do that. Louder. Thank you so much. Once again, a very good evening to each and every one of you, and I hope you're comfortable in your seats because you're in for a wild, ecstatic ride. I'm Melody Austin, your host for this evening, and on behalf of One Origin, I extend a big warm welcome and thank you for joining us and supporting us on this momentous occasion. And what a better day than our Independence Day to unveil the most awaited VR experience, which is truly one of a kind, and you will witness it soon for yourselves. So, of course, on that note, wishing you a very happy Independence Day. I also take this opportunity to extend a big, big thank you to our title sponsor, Fabel. Thank you so much for being part of this wonderful evening. So before we take off, here's a quick brief on One Origin, the creators behind Exio8, the first ever virtual space shuttle. One Origin is a 7-year-old technology solution provider for the education sector, and they have reached the stars and are aiming for the galaxies. They have a stronghold within the US, partnering with ASU, WSU, Kent University, and the Purdue University. And now that they have captured India, they have started working on immersive technology, which includes AR, VR, and MR. They have toiled tirelessly in designing these stunning tools for all of us and the world to be enamored by this evening. I now take this opportunity to extend a very warm welcome to our distinguished chief guests. Padma Shri Dr. Prahlada Ramarao, a prominent and highly reputed scientist in the Indian defense. He was associated with our former president, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, in designing and producing the first indigenous Akash missile system, along with more than 1,000 scientists and engineers. Thank you so much. I would now like to extend a very warm welcome to Dr. Brinda V. She's the current Director of Safety, Reliability and Quality, DSRQ and ISRO. And she has been serving our nation with her efforts for over 33 years and has played a pivotal role in the Control Design Division. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Our next chief guest is Bhaskar Rao, and he's a highly decorated IPS officer who served as the Commissioner of Police, Bengaluru, between August 2019 and 2020. He's now on a mission to bring good governance through his efforts. Of course, I know at this point, all of you would want to be in my position because right now, I know you've all been waiting for this brilliant and dashing man that we also fondly call as Maddie. Let's give him a big round of applause for gracing this wonderful occasion, R. Madhavan. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Of course, don't we all remember Maddie? I would now like to extend a very warm welcome to Dr. P.V. Venkatakrishnan. He's one of the highly distinguished scientists of ISRO. He served in the highest grade in ISRO and was equivalent to the Cabinet Secretary grade during his tenure. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us on this wonderful evening. And on that note, I'd like to welcome Dr. P.V. Venkataraman to unveil the tool that will lead us to the portal of infinite possibilities. So if you could kindly come up on stage, requesting Shruti to kindly assist Dr. Venkataraman. Thank you. Big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, the Oculus, as they call it.
speak now? No.
Sorry?
Am I supposed to speak now? No, no. No speech now.
No, actually, I think there is.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The Oculus has been unveiled. Well, but it doesn't just stop there, because it would be great, right, if we could actually turn this into reality? Yes? Yeah? I just have one yes. Yes, absolutely. Well, then I have to introduce you to the man who had envisioned extended reality with an extended family and a highly motivated team, pioneering in bringing this robust technology of immersive reality to the field of education, unveiling the chronicles of infinite possibilities. Please put your hands together and welcome the one, the only, the CEO of One Origin, Abhinan Chincholi.
Thank you, Melody. I mean, it was quite an introduction, I would put it that way. And thank you. And thank you, all of you, for making here. And I know I'm just very, very young in front of all of you, when you have accomplished so many things in your fields, which we are just trying to put the first steps. But One Origin's intention is to try and bring certain things to reality which we cannot today, which will kind of enhance the way you build the education sector completely. Just a quick background before I kind of show you the product itself. We within One Origin, we had a vision to kind of put innovation at the front for whatever we do. Yes, we are an AI company. We do a lot of big data. We serve a lot of universities. We work with US Air Force. We are getting into a lot of institutions in India. All that being said, there is a mission to this. There is a purpose of what we are trying to achieve. And the purpose is, how can we make fundamental learning so robust that it can bring back my own mechanical engineering education back to life, which I struggled a lot to understand basic concepts, because it was very difficult to read from the textbooks and try to understand when you are part of 200 people class. But with technologies that we are bringing today, it can accelerate completely to a different dimension. It can teach fundamentals, and it can also help industries to kind of unveil how can you fix certain things before even you try building those things. So with that being said, I will actually put on the VR. So what I'm going to show you here is what you just exactly saw in the video. I'll just not elaborate too much and bore you, but it is always very good when you actually experience it yourself. So we have dedicated booths right there. After whatever we do here, the unveiling, there are multiple products that are coming in line. You're definitely welcome, and you can actually go and take a look by yourself. Yeah. So today, while he's setting it up, we are actually creating a boundary. So this section, we are bringing basics of aerodynamics or aerospace engineering, if you will, like right from how a turbo engine works or a turbofan works to how empennage works. I did not even know how to pronounce that before we started this. So how all these systems work, and I am so proud to tell that of course we are a bunch of 100, 120 people company today, but about 15 to 20 people are from our one experience team. 99% of them are computer science engineers. But I can stand here and bet that everyone can explain you how a turbofan works better than me, because they are able to see it for themselves. So that kind of relates how this kind of expands into the field of education in any field that you take. Now we are expanding this from aerospace, we are going into mechanical, civil, and then the most challenging field comes like chemistry, biology, where there are a lot of complications involved, and we are definitely motivated to do that as well. I need to switch the screen. Okay. Perfect. So we call this product as Accel, which is a short form for accelerated learning. This is just an intro screen, we'll just let it pass. Some safety instructions. This gives you a feel, when you're actually moving. It's complete, makes you dizzy if you're wearing for the first time, but you'll get used to this. So what you're seeing is a model of an aircraft, and what we've done here is, of course, this demo we have included multiple parts of an airplane which can be explained, and each time I select a particular thing, so that part gets highlighted in this wireframe, and it also gives me an explanation of what this is. And there are assessments and MCQs, but I'll walk you through that, but I'll just give you a very quick overview of what this product does. So when I'm doing this, let's say I'm in second year engineering or taking an aerospace engineering course, I'm always interested to know like what happens inside an engine. Yes, there are YouTube videos available, but the moment I start showing you this, YouTube doesn't even come into the picture. I know we are casting on that right now. So this is a model airplane, and sorry. Okay. Sorry. Okay. So this is a model airplane, and these are the different options I have, and I'll just select how it works. So the engine comes right to me, and this is basically, I can just quickly walk around this engine, and I can see this as actual part of an airplane. And then when I click on play, this is an assisted learning part where I can actually play. So it starts explaining literally. I can move around.
Driven by a gas generator. The core of a jet engine is a gas generator that creates high-pressure gas to power a turbine. This setup has a compressor, combustor, and turbine sections.
Of course, this goes complete step to teach you the basics of how a jet engine works. Now, I'll just stop it here. And there are different modes that we have enabled here, and this is available for everything that we bring on when we call in-depth learning. So I want to just focus on a particular part. Let's say I want to focus only on the fuel injector, and I can literally, go in. I can see as close as possible how this entire thing is built, completely in virtual reality. And then I can actually play an audio which will start explaining, and we have other plans to kind of include videos here and so forth and so on. Then there is another major piece which is very interesting for engineering students is discover components. So the moment I enter this entire thing gets spread. So literally I can walk around for the entire part. I can look at each part, how it is built and what it does. It's already being taught through how it works section. And then we recently added something called as an assessment, which is a dynamic application-based portal where universities take that, their professors enter all the questions that they want to put on a simple web page or something, and then it automatically comes and sits here as a queue. Like, you have already given the student a basic understanding of what a particular component does or how a system works. Now we want to test them. All these tests can be dynamically generated. So let's say, there's something here, so I will actually press, let's say 3. The moment I press something wrong, so it's actually animating to show there is something wrong with the entire aircraft and it's going to go down. I'm just going to keep going here. As and when I'm completing wrong things, so it will technically, the flight will burn out. Sure. And last piece I want to show you is interact and learn. Interact and learn is basically like, this is the most fun part for many students nowadays because they just click it and they just throw this part. They just open everything completely and by hand. And, if I just take this shaft, and it's extremely, let's say, it's easy to bring as close as you want and then start learning about this entire component. Now the use cases, of course, I don't want to go too much in depth. I just wanted to show you the capabilities. Again, when we come back, there are multiple parts that you can actually experience, empennage to landing gear, how each of these systems work, and you can definitely take a look. Thank you on this. Take this. Sorry. What I just wanted to add here is when we are trying to build these components or parts or any process, we are just computer science engineers or trying to build this. So there is huge support from faculties, from the colleges that we are associated with. We are talking to a lot of universities, and they support us with the SME, and that's what helps us build these products, which can transform the way, how to visualize every single thing. Now it doesn't stop there. Now we are also able to conduct experiments where we are able to bring standard 2D drawings and instantly convert it into a 3D model, where a large scale model, and you can start interacting with it. And there is one more, which unfortunately I cannot show it to you here, but we'll keep it in booth. This is virtual reality. There is something called as augmented reality, which is definitely, it is augmenting through a phone, so you need a phone for that. But advanced than that is mixed reality. So mixed reality is you don't need anything. I needed controllers here to click, but mixed reality, I just need my own hands. So I will just take parts through my own hands, and whatever we did just now here, it's available in the booth where you can actually experience the same thing in mixed reality as well. Okay? Thank you so much. Thank you. Over to you, Indra.
Thank you so much for that fantastic demo, Abhinand. That was really great. I hope you all enjoyed it. But of course, there's more to come, of course. I would now like to invite on stage Padma Shri Dr. Prahlada Ramarao to kindly come up and, of course, unveil this one-of-a-kind Exio8 website.
Yeah. Wait for the excitement, that's what he's telling.
Few words from you, Dr. Pralada.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you just press enter. Press enter.
All right.
Just
Settings.
yeah, make it full screen.
Okay.
So now you can go around with clicking all right.
Gotcha. Okay, good. You choose an option for autopilot. Oh, you can fly. Yeah. Noted contractors for dedicated person. Look around, Christy. Okay. Let's go. Fly. I hope we'll fly safe now. Welcome to
Welcome to One
Experience.
Experience.
So now you can move around. It's just navigate. So
Oh.
with your mouse, wherever you give mouse, it will move around.
Oh, I see. I can go climb.
No, you can't climb.
You can go down. Okay.
So we'll experience one of the room like this. Let's
Yeah,
experience
yeah.
virtual. You just bring your mouse here.
Ah.
Bring it here. No, just don't click it. Bring it. No, it's lacking with because of your casting it.
Okay,
So
okay.
if you click it virtual reality, it will take you to that virtual reality room.
Okay, you can go there inside and feel it.
Yes.
Okay.
So move around, move ahead.
Ah.
Just walk around.
Okay, you can go. Okay.
Yeah. So
I can go further.
further.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can come back. Okay.
Yeah. So let me do it. You just
Immersive.
see it.
Yeah,
and
I'll see you
relax
do it. You are good at it. Yeah. Okay.
Welcome to One Experience Immersive Virtual Reality Simulation Lounge, where you experience outer space like never before. Virtual reality is a simulated experience that can be similar to or completely different from the real world. One experience can bring you anywhere, helping you learn about different places and ideas by experiencing them as if you were actually there.
Move as well.
Space has
Okay,
its
you
own
can-
subset of
oh.
experiences which range from letting you board the International Space Station, moon landing, spacewalking, and many more. To explore the full experience of our
fly,
program from
okay.
docking on ISS to moon exploration, exit the experience and click on the link and pre-book your seat.
Then go to lobby.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. So you are able to fly sitting here. Interested? Okay. Okay.
Now we'll show you the mixed reality one.
I can move the hand.
In this, we are not.
Not yet made. I get
We
made.
have imitated that thing.
Mixed reality, that's what I've been telling. I'm going to call it super reality. It is a super reality than just a simple mixed reality. ER, VR, finally SR, a super reality will come in picture. Yeah. Okay.
Welcome to One Experience Immersive Mixed Reality Simulation Lounge, where you get to interact with virtual objects integrated into the real world. Let's begin by exploring the working of a jet engine.
Again, we started, no?
Here you will see.
You can see the engine working. Ah.
Mixed reality is a blend of physical and virtual worlds which combines aspects of virtual reality and augmented
Can we
reality.
show the
With
afterburner
Own
coming on?
Experiences mixed reality simulation.
Afterburner
Users
coming
can
on?
subject and interact with virtual
Not
objects by
implemented.
touching the models in a virtual grid, or by special means such as gestures,
So you want to
voice
boost
control,
speed.
eye movement,
You switch
and
on the
many more.
afterburner.
You can experience the working of a
Reheat
complete commercial
cycle.
aircraft broken down by each part. Just click on the button below and schedule a personalized demonstration.
So, well, as you can see, they're navigating through this wonderful website. Big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, as we unveil the One Experience website. Request Dr. Pralada to say a few words. Thank you. Yes.
Okay, good. So I happy to be here and show. I call it super reality. Immersive technology, super reality is taking place. And one thing I saw, see, when I worked with Dr. Kalam, we were working on a missile system, submarine launched ballistic missile. This is one super reality you can do. How do you launch a missile from under the ocean, say several hundred meters? How it works? It's a very good learning because we all learned without any of these technologies. Probably you can see how to make it. The most complex is submarine launched ballistic missile from a moving submarine. Probably you can do that. That is the ultimate in the defense system. Of course, coming to space, moon mission, you see. I am telling you, you would have really found out what are the problems when you're landing on the moon if you had a good reality simulation here. Because we did what is known as a failure mode simulation. Every failure, what we do, we put a team of people, experts, project managers, unknown people, even media people, say, this is what I'm going to do, please ask questions, ask doubts. So they will be asking number of questions, maybe 50. The engineers will note down and see how to simulate each of the failures if it happens. So it should not, you are ready for any failure. So that is we learned, and probably you can do a failure mode simulation in this immersive technologies, and you will do a wonderful thing by saving the mission, no accidents. If an accident takes place, how do you overcome it? How do you plan it? It will all come. I'm happy to inaugurate this and wish the whole team, 120 people team, all the best. All the best. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Pralada, for all of your wonderful words of wisdom. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a few moments, as this is the moment that we've all been waiting for. Sit back as One Origin presents to you Exio8.
ऊपर से भारत कैसा दिखता है आपको?
सारे जहां से अच्छा। And God willing, as we shall return.
Is that the end of our presentation? What just happened? Did the power just go off? What are we going to do now? Will someone help us, please? Could we have our presentation back? Okay.
Hi. Very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How is it possible for you all to speak about space and not have me involved with it? Thank you. I'd like to call Abhinan on the stage with me now. We're going to do a very unique trip. I think you're going to be the privileged lot to see, or let me not break it for you. I'm going to show you, take you on a trip that very few have taken before. And this is going to be with the help of technology that this gentleman and his team had invented. And it's a privilege for me to start off this trip for you. So without saying much, I think we should start. Can you do it in such a manner that I'm not sitting on the stage while this is happening? Because I don't want to be sitting here. We'll be getting in their way.
Please put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for Exio8.
You know why? Then we don't stand in the way of their visuals.
So Maddie will be the first person to onboard Exio8
Yes.
Space Shuttle.
Thank you. We're going to get chairs or?
Yeah, we are getting the chair.
Yeah, that's all right. I can sit?
Curiosity
I have the chair here. Thank you.
is the essence of human
All right.
existence. Who are we? Where are we? Where do we come from? And where are we going? For some, it's been the objective to find answers to these questions. Our objective is to spread this curiosity to anyone and everyone. Welcome to Exio8, a virtual reality experience to take you on a journey through outer space.
Okay. And the GSLV.
Begin your journey by selecting the button on your handheld controllers.
Right, so now we are inside the cockpit. Now I can get up and show you. I have a very beautiful co-pilot with me. She's ignoring me, which doesn't happen. Great. Yeah. Okay.
Refraction of wet down in progress. Aero surfaces have been positioned for launch. Confirm external tank status.
Confirming external tank flight pressure.
Come check in progress.
So all you are seeing now is an animated experience. Of course, the data, what you're seeing, are all can be manipulated
Standing by for auto
completely.
sequence start. Auto sequence start at go. All right, we are good for launch. T minus 13 seconds. Go for main engine start. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lift off. Roll maneuver activated. Putting launch vehicle to proper launch phase.
Yeah, I know.
Of course, to all the space members and space community, we have drastically reduced the lift-off time and the distance between the planets. At least, otherwise we will be still going. And because we did that, we had to hide the sun, unfortunately, because now the planets are closer and it was all sunlight completely.
Stage 1 complete.
SRB separation 2 initiated.
Stage 2 complete.
Velocity now reaching 4,300 feet per second at a downrange distance of 65 nautical kilometers. Engine stable at 103% performance. We are now at 390 kilometers from the launch site. All systems are continuing to perform normally. We are now approaching the International Space Station.
Yeah. I can spot the International Space Station.
Docking sequence will be initiated shortly.
Yeah, I understand.
This is the view of the International Space Station. We are about 8 miles away from the International Space Station. We are now 10 feet away from the International Space Station.
And there's Earth.
We are now 1 meter away from the International Space Station. We are inside the hands-off point.
Wow, beautiful.
Soft capture complete. Stand by for retraction and docking.
How does it feel, Maddie?
Oh, it feels I'm
Docking
really stuck to the
sequence
International
complete.
Space Station. Beautiful.
Why don't you go to the moon now? So,
Let's go to the moon.
So if you take a look at your right-hand side,
Right.
I mean, of course, yeah, that's the moon there.
Exio, this is ground control. Could you give us a comment on how the transformation and docking went over?
Yeah.
Copy ground control. I thought it went pretty well, although I suspect I used more gas than I had been using in the simulator. Over.
Copy that.
I'll see to it that I improve on my simulations for the next time. More gases for the rookies.
Copy that. I am sure you will.
Mm-hmm.
Because we configured when you were standing.
Correct.
So the entire thing went up.
Less than 1 minute to ignition.
Come in the front.
Everything ready for go.
Right there.
Yeah.
Ignition initiated. Confirming ignition. Process go. Trajectory and guidance look good.
Copy. Achieving velocity of 35,500 feet per second, altitude at 328 nautical kilometers. 3.5 minutes up, we are looking good.
Ground control. I could use some coffee up here.
Copy Exio. We have packed a fresh filter coffee pack, just in case.
That's wonderful. Thanks, guys.
You're welcome. Don't forget to get us the souvenir.
Ha ha ha. Copy ground control. We'll get you a big one.
You're right in front of the moon.
Right.
Predicted cutoff is on the nominal.
So, you're ready to take it to the moon?
Yes.
So you can come here slightly. Because this experience will be
Okay.
perfect. We will be flying over the surface.
Right.
You can keep looking straight. So I'll trigger the movement. Again, we have accelerated the moon landing. Actually, take a look on right. So you will now be, diving in
Yeah.
in a minute. Oh, yeah.
You have to see this.
We are floating
Beautiful.
towards the moon. Wow, guys, this is has undocked. Guidance looks alright. Coming up on 30 seconds to ignition. We will confirm go or no go for descent. Confirming descent over the Aristarchus region. Altitude 1.6 kilometers from the surface. Altitude controller stable down to 1.2 kilometers from the surface.
We are go for landing. Altitude 1 kilometer. Pitch angle 47 degrees. 37 degrees. Descent looking very good.
Altitude 800 meters at 33 degrees. 500 meters at 10 degrees. 200 meters at 5 degrees. Take it forward. And touch down.
Yeah.
Alright, engine stop.
Beautiful.
Congratulations, Maddie.
The Exio has landed.
Okay.
You can press the left trigger to come out.
We are at the foot of the lander and looking at
Turn around.
the surface. It
Yeah.
appears to be very fine and grainy. It's one small step for man and one giant leap for mankind.
Fantastic.
Looks like there is no difficulty in moving around, perhaps even easier than our simulations on the ground.
That's Earth.
Having no trouble to walk around.
Now we are off to make history and hoist our nation's tricolor on the Earth's natural satellite.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, I request you all to kindly arise for our national anthem. And of course, Maddie has made history by being the first Indian to land on the moon virtually.
Thank you.
Kindly be seated. Thank you.
So, Maddie, few words about your experience.
Well, I've been on the entire team, all the experts present here from ISRO and other esteemed departments of the government, the real heroes of our country, if I may say so. Welcome. It's a matter of great pride and honor for me to be here. You know, they used to say that the tribe which had control over land was the strongest tribe at one point of time. Then the country that you took to the seas and controlled the seas was the most powerful nation and controlled the earth. And then the ones eventually that controlled the skies were the leaders of the world. America for sure was one of them because they rule the skies. But the final frontier is space. And those that can not just control it, but were able to explore that and use it to their advantage will be the strongest nation in the years to come. And on that front, I think India has done an exceptional job with the help of all the departments as well as that of ISRO. I'm privy to some of their achievements and their goals in the near future, and the resources with which we're managing to achieve all our achievements is just simply spectacular. It's out of the world. It's unbelievable. I'm going to say something, not at the cost of putting down other departments in the country, because we all know under what limitations we work in this country. But I just want to explain to you the beauty with which an organization like ISRO functions. You know, all the other departments that we've been used to, it's very common to hear, I've done my job, I just hope the others do their job. It's not my responsibility. Let's do a little bit of jugaad and get this thing sorted. The higher-ups have not given permission. I have done my duty, the lowest one have not followed. And we have so many excuses, and rightfully in most cases, where we find that we have enough and more reasons why a project cannot be successful or delivered on time. We're talking about organizations, not just government, but private as well. There's only one organization that cannot afford to give an excuse, and that is ISRO. Despite all the challenges that they have. I'll explain to you why. The reason is what they're dealing with are high-powered machinery and rockets and explosives. You cannot say, oops, sorry, I did my job, but the rocket, the guy who was supposed to deliver the tender on this thing did not deliver on time, or that the part was not perfect, therefore it took off from Sriharikota and landed in, unfortunately, some part of India. You can't do that. It's a missile. It's something that can destroy and create amounts of destruction. So there's one organization where every tender is applied for perfectly, every part is perfect, every process is perfect. We haven't failed with a launch in the last 55 or 110 launches with ISRO. So you can imagine the amount of accuracy, precision, and commitment that these scientists have shown for the sake of space travel in our country. And I am very excited for them because this technology is incomparable. Like Sir was saying, if you're able to simulate, with the given conditions, all the possible failures of a mission and have it rectified on a virtual stimuli like this, the amount of time and money you're saving to achieve your goal is incredible. I do not know how many of you all know the details of the Mars mission, but Mangalyaan by itself is a spectacular mission. I mean, it should be part of every school's child's curriculum just to know how they managed to achieve it with the amount of resources that we have and the kind of possibility of the very first attempt at a price that is cheaper than making a Hollywood film. And it's all indigenous technology. It's unbelievable. And I'm so happy that Exio8 is now looking like a very indigenous technology as well. And all the people that you put together and to create this, I think is extremely important. It's not just fascinating. It's not just incredible. What I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen, might sound a little outlandish, but the truth of the matter is all of us will have a lot to do with interplanetary travel much sooner than we think. Much, much sooner than we think. In the last 5 years, we wouldn't have imagined what Elon Musk and SpaceX has achieved. It looks impossible, but a private firm takes it up and you can reuse rockets right now. You can actually send people and compete. It's like they're actually like car racing. Huh? They're actually racing. Blue Origin says, I have to beat SpaceX, and they go 1 month before them. And it becomes that sort of a game. And can you imagine the possibilities of being able to travel and explore space, to control the area around the planet, to be able to harness meteors, maybe, and even explore them in such a way that maybe we'll find elements on the meteor that don't exist on our elementary table. What does that mean? It means that maybe we'll find medicines for diseases that we don't even know we have because these elements are present somewhere on moon or somewhere on a meteor. Those are real possibilities. Those things are going to happen. And it's this kind of technology, it's these kind of people like Abhinandan who are going to make that thing accelerate it and make it much more faster for our countries. And on that front, I'd like to congratulate you. Great effort.
Thank you.
I think you're using this for more education right now, and there is a lot of tweaking to be done, which I'm sure you're all aware of. But I think the ability to teach people in the years to come, I think every youngster, I'm sure my son too, cannot afford to spend 4 years to do engineering because it won't be relevant to him. By the time he starts in the first year and passes out, it'll be obsolete technology. I think we're going to come to a sort of education system where it's going to be encapsulated. At a much younger age, every child will have to take an intense 4-month course in a subject that he's interested in and see how to leapfrog into what his potential allows him to do instead of having to study the entire reworking of a wheel. And I think on those fronts, on those new ways to educate youngsters as well as adults, this kind of technology is going to come in great it will come in very handy and be a great support. And so I'm very excited for this. I'd like to wish you all the very best. Thank you for having me here. And please come onto the stage and join me. And
Thank you.
please let me know if you have any questions.
I don't have questions. I mean, you've already flattered. Again, thank you so much for coming here, experiencing it. Of course, there are a lot of manual data inputs that we had to provide because we are not doing it on a large scale piece that we actually test it out in our one experience room, we call. But you rightly pointed out, I mean, there are significant amount of opportunities here, possibilities here with this technology. And I think 2 days ago, I just mentioned in one of my posts that we don't want to be the only ones. I mean, we cannot be the only ones because it's like, building an electric car. One person cannot build an electric car and serve electric car throughout the world. So we kind of started it, which we're very proud of. And then we kind of learn over and over and share this technology with others so that, we can actually reach the mass. So business is one side, but now it's really changing the phase of education. And that's where the real deal is and real transformation is. And thank you. That's all I had. I did not have any questions for you, unfortunately.
Thank you. I just wanted to say as a finishing note that when I was speaking to him on my trip back from airport, I remember him reiterating over and over again that this is not just a business model, this is not something that he's looking forward to making money with. This is the kind of technology that he wants and hopes that it extends so that education and the speed of which we're able to make experts becomes much faster. And I applaud that noble intent of yours.
Thank you.
All the very best.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
On that note, I just want to provide a quick update, like where we are going with this. So today, of course, we have one of the brightest team members of One Experience, who actually made it here for this product. But our goal is Mars. So we want to kind of go to Mars by end of this year or early next year. Try and explore what that is with the available data that we have today. That is one set. But the second thing is the overall mission for Exio8 is we will build a portal. That portal will become a reality sense. So you can literally travel to a different reality from where you are. So what that means, these are very, complicated terms maybe. But what that means is if I'm standing on Earth and there is a solar eclipse happening right now, I should be able to wear this glass and go and take a look at solar eclipse from a different dimension. And this is possible, absolutely possible, because we already have all the data. ISRO provides data, there are satellites that provides data, the same data that we use for weather today. We just have to use it in a different way so that, we can actually make this. And the most important thing of all is when people use this kind of technology, when they, even for fun purpose, when they actually go to Earth or Moon or they start looking at different planets, that is a sense to keep telling us that we are very, very small. There is no place for hate, there is no place for crime, there is no place for inequality. We are a very small component of a huge system, and this is the best way to kind of illustrate that. And that's our mission. That's the mission of One Experience. Thank you.
Thank you.
Once again, big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for Maddie. Thank you so much for your enlightening and encouraging words. I request our CEO, Abhinand, to kindly come back on stage because we'd like to felicitate our chief guests. We'd like to start, careful, we've just launched. I'd like to call upon stage Padma Shri Dr. Pralada Ramarao. Would you like to say a few words, sir?
Well, just now you heard Abhinandan telling about what is the ultimate purpose is bring up our next generation much faster, much smarter, much more capable. We need that kind of speed. And I think the first step you are taking education. And subsequently, what I agree with Maddie, those who own the space will own the world. So I think we have to go into that direction, and it's good for the, not only for India, for the entire universe. All the best.
Thank you. I'd like to invite Dr. P.V. Venkatakrishnan on stage, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, we had been to Sriharikota many times. It was one more time I had been there, it looked like, with Maddie also there, with our favorite GSLV. You know, the potential and power of this technology is unimaginable. You know, governments can be made, virtual twinning can be made. Even Singapore, I was told that they made virtual offices 24/7. You don't have to go to the office. A vast country like India, where we have to have the remote connectivity, we can have access to daily offices right from Nagaland or Andamans. You can open the door, talk to the fellow, give it like mixed reality was telling, no, but not really require the consoles and other things. You can just push your hands, get into that, go, give your piece of paper what you typed. It becomes an email. And the answer is given from there directly to you. It becomes the digital divide is not there right now. Even a common man can use it. Can't just imagine. So with the IoT coming up in a big way, industrial robotics, Internet of Things, or Internet of everything what they call right now, not things alone, not human being and devices, everything, Earth, whatever, robots, and they call it cobots now, not robots. Robots means, no, you will be jobless after some time. They are afraid now. They want to come back to cobots, collaborative robots. And it's not AI now, because we want to share our intelligence, called SI now, shared intelligence. So a lot of things are happening with human-centric. Our emotions are all given values. Human-centric means human is not avoided. You are also taken care of. Your happiness, your well-being, your sustainability, ecosystem, everything is being taken care of. That is the happiness quotient will increase like anything. So with the technology, what we are supposed to do is to increase our happiness quotient. If that happens, nothing like that. And space, what we are doing is giving the connectivity. IoT, everything is happening through space connectivity. So we are connecting the lands, we are connecting the planets. So thank you very much for giving an excellent opportunity like this. And you must understand the vast potential of this and propagate this for education, for training, for experience. And Kalam sir used to say, education is experience, not content, just content mucking up. It's experience. So if you want really the education to an experience, these kind of virtual experiences are a must. You don't have to create labs, big turbo. Even each aero lab, you should require a turbo pump or a turbo engine like this. How costly it is. I have seen them struggling for getting a turbo engine model for each aero department. These technologies will enable every nook and corner. There's no space required, nothing is required. You can have the experience much better than having the physical model. Hats off to you, and thank you very much for giving an opportunity to be with. I have just watched more rocketry. I'm telling you, we all felt really wonderful, actually. You all should watch this movie also. Thank you. And my family also is here. Dr. Brenda is here. She is also director from ISRO. My daughter-in-law and son and here. We all have got an opportunity to come here and be a part of this great function. along with all the other people, all the other celebrities and other renowned people here. Really, I feel privileged to be here. Thank you so much and wish you all the best.
Thank you so much, Dr. Venkatakrishnan. I would now like to invite Dr. Brinda V on stage, please. A few words from you as well, ma'am.
I have no words today. I think this is the 4th national anthem I was standing today, right from the morning when our chairman ISRO had the address in our office. I don't know, I have worked in reusable launch vehicle, I have worked in Mars mission, I have worked in moon mission, and the greatest disappointment was when we were sitting in the console and we could not touch the moon. But you did it, sir, today. And I felt so happy. So I think we are going to accomplish it very, very soon. And we have, like my husband told, we have never been in such a team of people. Like hats off to you, sir. Like it is unimaginable. Your scope is unimaginable. So I could meet Prahlada, sir. He may not be remembering, but I have made presentations in front of you. Then what to say? And I am very happy to be here with my loving son and daughter-in-law also. And today morning only Kasturi Rangan sir was talking about the new education policy. So even you touched it. I think whatever we have seen here will enable our nation to march forward. I'm very, very happy to be here. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity.
Thank you so much, Dr. Brinda. And I would now like to invite on stage Mr. Bhaskar Rao.
For me, someone who is very closely connected with civilian life, criminal life, and now political life, these things are something which offer limitless possibilities. When I was watching the virtual reality, I was thinking, what all new crimes we have to face when all these things start over there. Because when 25 years ago, when Microsoft and computers started coming in, we thought now the educated people are going to take over, the crooks will not be anywhere around. Now we see more crooks on the digital arena than the good people over there. Hopefully, what we are seeing now in the space world, as Professor Prahlad Rao and Madam and Sir mentioned, is that as regards space is concerned, we are probably in the stage of the Wright brothers now. And very, very shortly, space litigation, space law, space land, and as you rightly mentioned, conquering the space and the elements, as you mentioned about the medicines available over there. It is going to be a huge, huge possibility, and probably we also may come to know whether there are other living beings anywhere in the outer space or not. So many things are going to be unfolded, and probably when we look back what we saw 50 years later when you mentioned over there, I think it is going to happen much before that. And for all that, as Sir was mentioning, that the human mind, or Madam was mentioning that the human mind, human emotion is center of all these things. And our culture and our tradition and our parenthood should stand true wherever, how much ever progress we are going to make. Otherwise, with all this kind of technology, we start killing each other and start maiming each other and using ideology to massacre each other. So let peace prevail. That's most. Let peace not only prevail on earth but into the whole universe. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, Mr. Rao.
Congratulations. Heartiest congratulations. Huge step in learning over here. Probably with this we can learn more about crimes also, I think, on post-mortem, as well as on how reconstruction of a crime scene can take place, etc. So with this kind of technology. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much. And last but not the least, I'd like to invite Maddie back on stage so that he can be felicitated by our CEO from One Origin, Abhinand Chincholi. Also request Ankur Badoni, the brand manager of Fabel, to kindly come up on stage and hand over a gift hamper as well. Thank you.
I've said enough, but I had the good fortune of meeting Sunita Williams this time when I went to the US. And she has the privilege of being the second largest stay in the space station. And she said something which I will never forget. She said, when you're in the space station, you look down on Earth, it's a blue marble, and you realize that every man that ever existed, every mythology, everything that you've ever heard, every crime, every act of goodness, every act of kindness, it all happened in that little marble, and you're away from it. And then you realize that it's so insignificant. She says, I wish every human being gets a chance once to look at Earth from space and realize the inconsequential battles that we fight, the absolute I don't know how to say it, but I mean the absolute futility with the kind of divisiveness that we have. And when you look at it from a distance, I think you all become far more evolved human beings. And I think, sir, like you said, maybe if you are able to take more souls to space, the kind of crimes that we know, maybe that will reduce because they'll probably become more loving and peaceful and more considerate. But who knows what else that will give rise to. Having said that, I'm saying thank you very much for having me here. Jai Hind, and wish you all the very best, guys.
Thank you so much. Maddie, I request you to kindly stay on stage, and I'd like to invite all of our chief guests for a quick photo op. So Dr. Prahlada, Dr. Venkatakrishnan, Dr. Brinda, and Mr. Bhaskar Rao. A quick picture. Request Ankur to kindly hand over gift hampers to each of our chief guests. Thank you so much. Ankur, kindly join them for the quick picture. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you can put your hands together for our chief guests and, of course, our star for the evening, Maddie. Thank you so very much. You can take your seats. I now like to invite on stage Shruti Narayanan, the brand manager, to give us the vote of thanks. She's from One Origin.
Good evening, all. Whenever my friends plan a Goa trip, I have one response: Abba nahi manenge. But this successful event proves that I can go to the moon and perhaps even Mars and have a very happy Abba. Living in a state of gratitude is the gateway of grace, and I would like to take this opportunity to be absolutely grateful to this solemn event. Honorable chief guests, CEO Abhinandan Choli, eminent dignitaries, all of you wonderful guests, and the respected team members present here for the launch of Exio8. I feel honored to propose this vote of thanks on behalf of our organization, One Origin. First, I would like to express my gratitude for arranging this mega event that takes a lot of effort and organizing skills. Further, I would like to express my thankfulness to our beloved CEO, who pioneered the idea and made sure everything is nothing less than perfect. Next, I would like to thank our chief guests for accepting our invitation and guiding us for success. Then I would like to take this opportunity to thank all our team members, performers, speakers, volunteers for making this event a grand success. And finally, I would like to thank our sound system and stage decoration teams for their outstanding work. In the end, I would like to thank each and every single one of you and all the unsung heroes who worked hard to make this event successful. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Shruti. Well, with that, we conclude this evening, and it's been an absolute pleasure. I'd like to take this opportunity to say a big thank you to One Origin. Abhinand, thank you for believing me, and especially a big shout out to Nikhil for roping me in to host this wonderful event that I'm so proud to be part of. And of course, to each one of you, brave the traffic. And I've got a couple of some really close friends who are in the audience as well. Lorraine, Pratika, Jivya, thank you so much for joining us on this milestone. All the very best to you, Abhinav, and One Origin. May you soar even higher. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Do have a great evening, and I know you're all dying to take that photograph with Maddie. We do have a little photo booth, which is right on the left side and right side of my side. And each of you will get an opportunity to snap up a picture with Maddie. Thank you so much. Happy Independence Day. Keep smiling and make sure that you drive safe. Take care. Bye.